All right, looks like we're live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. Happy 4th of July to everybody. It's raining a little bit here in Florida. Hopefully, it is a nice day by you, and I hope no matter what you're doing with your friends and family, you do it safely. So please be careful tonight. Um, and I thought I would do a video because most people are going to be looking at fireworks usually later in the day or probably waiting until the weekend. Not many people may even have the ability to have the day off today, so they're probably going to enjoy their festivities on the weekend. So I thought I'd do a video in the middle of the day for those of you who either are going out later on today or just had nothing else planned for the day and would like to watch a comic book unboxing. So welcome to anybody, whether you're watching this live or you're watching it later on. To me, it never matters when you watch it. It's the fact that you do watch it. So Dan Lewis is here. He says, Happy 4th. Same to you. If you want to critique my 4th of July AI art, always love to hear your opinions. You could leave a comment in the comment section. While I'm waiting for people to see that I am doing my live show, I have a Patreon. If you ever want to consider joining it, you can go to patreon.com/we love comics. And one of the things I do for every paid member is you will get a shout out in every video that I do. Unless you contact me otherwise, I'll just use your first name because I'm never going to give out like somebody's full name and give out their personal information. But if you want me to, instead of just doing your first name, promote a social network that you're on, or a YouTube channel or something that you sell, maybe you have an eBay store, let me know at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com and I'll make sure I do that instead. So let's give a shout out to our Patreon members. We got Carl, we got Seth, we got Scott, we got Michael B, we got Kevin W, James R, Herbert R, Dan L, Kim N, Annabelle N, which is our most recent Patreon member. And then the last two, if you have a Facebook page, and I'm sure many of you do, go to Darth Bleak's Facebook page, which is under Stephen L. Turk, author, and tell him We Love Comics sent you. He actually just messaged me the other day, and he is going to be sending me a signed copy to his first book, and he's currently writing a second. So I'm very honored that he's doing that, and want to make sure I give him a shout out. So please contact him at Stephen L. Turk, author, on your Facebook page, and tell him We Love Comics sent you. And then last but not least, if you have Instagram, go look up Silver Age Surfer _comics. And again, tell him We Love Comics sent you. He messages me every time somebody joins his Instagram, and I'm sure anybody would appreciate the love of at least a visit. So that's the shout outs to my Patreon members. Once I get to 20 members, right now we currently have 12, there are going to be giveaways I'm going to be giving away every single month, as long as we have the minimum of 20 paid members each month. So it will be continuous as long as we have that. And as you could see, as the amount of paid members increases, so do the giveaways. So if you want to be a part of that, there is no minimum requirement to be able to qualify for the contest. You can do the bare minimum, which on Patreon for any channel that you want to join is $2, but you'll get one entry for every $2 you apply to your monthly Patreon account with We Love Comics. And basically, if you put in $10, you'll get 5 entries each time there's a contest. So again, join in at patreon.com/peaceful. I'm sorry, slash We Love Comics. And I'm also looking to acquire a couple of different key books, where as of now, I do not have the cash to be able to buy any of these, but that doesn't stop me from being able to acquire the things I love. And I want to teach you that if you don't give up, eventually these things can happen. I'm looking to acquire books like An Amazing Fantasy 15, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, first print, and many others you see on the screen via trade. It's a way for both parties to not have to worry about spending money that they may or may not have. It avoids taxes, which when you're talking books like this, you're talking hundreds of dollars in taxes saved. And you don't have to worry about the government coming in and saying, hey, I want a piece of the pie of your hard labor, because there is no taxing on trades. So if you have any one of these books, or you know somebody that does, have them contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Let's make that happen. So let's say hello to the people in the live chat. And if you want to join the live chat, please do, because at the end of every video, if you're on the live chat, I do a surprise subscriber shout out. You don't have to be a subscriber, but if you want to hit subscribe, that's great. So we got Tino, we got Florence. Haven't seen you in a while. Everybody was actually worried about you. One of my moderators says Happy 4th. Life is good. And a couple of the others, for some reason, disappeared. So let me just open up an extra window here. Give me a second. You could pop out the chat because I don't want to miss anybody. So we got Dan Lewis, we got Pino, Florence, and Life is Good. Okay. So let's put on the video camera. Now, this book, I'm actually surprised I got it for the price that I got it for. And I'll show you in a minute. Let's widen this a little bit. I don't know why it's... Okay, it just moved. All right. I don't know why it's doing that. We'll leave it at this. Okay, so here's the box. I already opened the sides, but I haven't opened it up yet. It is actually a CGC book that I bought off of eBay with a buy it now best offer. And with the company that I bought it from, I'm actually surprised they went as low as they did. And I'll explain that at the end because I've seen this particular store, and I'm sure many of you have as well, that sell on eBay, and I've never purchased from them because they're always higher than everyone else all the time. But this one was a consignment. Okay, and they put some corner protectors, so that's cool. I always tell people, make sure you pick those up. Make sure you tell a seller how you'd like a book to be sent. Tell them you want it in a box. Tell them you want it protected. And they'll go out of their way sometimes. All right, so nice little rubber band included. Let's just take off the personal information because I can show you the receipt because I never make up prices. I don't know why anybody would do that. Let's see. Okay. So like I said, this is a modern book. It's a book I've actually wanted, but the prices on this book got really high. And of course, I made a deal. So as usual, if you're in the live chat and somebody actually got it right, and I'll mention that in a second. So it just shows that I'm not the only one that thinks the way, as far as always having their comic book prices way higher than everybody else's. Now, this has already been graded, so I do not know if it's ever been pressed or pressing could help it. I may end up cracking it open and getting it pressed to see if I can get even a higher grade. So let me show the book, and then I'll ask you out in the audience, what would be the maximum you would have paid for this book? Now, I always encourage people to go on, for example, eBay, and look at what these books are not only selling for, but what they've sold for. Dan says you can get good deals from them at times. Very rare, but I was shocked at the amount of the deal that I got. So let's show the book first. And then if you're in the live chat, or even later on, if you're watching this after it's been uploaded to YouTube, you could pause the video and place a comment of what you would have paid. So here is the book. This is Caliber Presents #1. It is a CGC 9.2 with white pages. I do not see any color break increases at all. So it could be that it might have a little bit of an indent. I'm definitely going to be cracking this open and getting it regraded. But this is why, because if you don't know about this book, I'm going to show you at first on the other side and tell you what the significance is. But I'm sure if you've been collecting comic books for a while, you know whose first appearance is in this book. Because nobody buys it for this character or the fact that it's Caliber Presents. They're buying it because this is the first appearance of the Crow. Now, most people assumed that Crow #1 is the Crow's first appearance. It is not. It is the Crow's first solo book. But this is, and it even states it right here, first appearance ever of the Crow. 9.2. So let me ask you, and like I said, open up your eBay page, look up, it's Caliber, Caliber Presents issue #1. And Jigs, happy 4th of July. Welcome to the live show. Look up a 9.2, see what they're selling for, or what they've sold for. And in the live chat, before I reveal what I paid for it, what would be the highest you would pay for this book and feel happy about it? Now, of course, you would have to add um, eBay taxes and whatever shipping costs there were after it. So put in what you would have paid for this book. And again, it's a CGC book. It's a 9.2. It is the first ever appearance of the Crow in high grade. So right now, Pino says he would pay up to $500 for this book, which is about a little bit under what the going rate is. Because if you look on eBay, a 7.5 of this is being listed for around 500. Past returns. I like that name. Welcome. He says, Happy 4th. Same to you. And I hope everybody's going to be safe tonight. That's almost a $600 book. So it's not restored, not a green label. 9.2. And again, with white pages. And I'll show you the back. I am absolutely going to crack this open because especially a book with a black background, there is not one spine tick. I don't know why this is a 9.2. Now, that could mean there's some kind of problem with the inside of the book, or maybe it has pressable defects, but this book looks pretty damn sharp. So I am absolutely going to crack this open and send this with my PGX deal that I have and get this book pressed and dry cleaned. So people are saying about 500. So I don't want to have people wait too long. Like I said, if you want to comment on what you would have comfortably paid for it, you could put it in. 8.5 is 263. Are you sure about that? Because I've seen 7.0s going for 500. You sure it's Caliber Presents number 1? That sounds more like Caliber Presents number 2. So double check that, Michael. So, without further ado, I don't know, that one just doesn't sound right. For the first appearance of Crow, because even in pounds, that's roughly about $300 for an 8.5. If somebody's selling a Caliber Presents number 1 8.5 for about 300, I would highly recommend picking it up right now. If that is Caliber Presents number 1 first appearance of the Crow. Double check that, Michael. But I'll tell anybody out there, I already bought one, so I'm not going to get another. But anybody out there, if there legitimately is one for 263 pounds, which would be roughly around 300 US dollars for an 8.5, I would recommend somebody snatch it now because that's a pretty darn good price. But this is what it is. It was My Comic Shop on eBay. So one person did get that right and called it out because they are always the higher price on anything on every listing I've seen. But they did have a best offer. So I tried. And Michael says, Caliber Presents number 1, first Crow appearance. Well, Michael, if you can get that 8.5 for 263 pounds, like I said, roughly around 300, I'd wonder what the shipping would cost because that's definitely, if they're listing it in pounds, that means it's somewhere in Europe, most likely England. But you're probably going to spend about $40, $50 in taxes. I mean, in shipping costs. But yeah, that's not a bad price. But this, they had it listed at 535, which right there is not a bad price for this book. But best offer. I have the mindset of if I'm going to get something, even if it's something I've never had and it's something that I want, I'm going to try and get the best price I can get. And if I can't get at least close to what I want, I am happy to walk away. So at first I did an offer. They came back with something maybe like $20 lower. I made another offer. They came back with one about $40 lower. And then I came back and said, this is where I feel most comfortable at. If you can do it, I'll pay for it right now so you don't have to wait. If you can't do it, absolutely understand and wish you the best of luck. They came back about 5 minutes later and accepted my offer. So I was able to get this book. They had it listed for $535. I got them for $375. So after taxes and shipping, it came out to $408.63. And like I said, if you look at the back of this book, and just to show you that I don't make stuff up, there's the price. before the shipping and handling and taxes. This book is absolutely going to be cracked open, resent in. I'm going to send it to PGX because I have a deal with them where I send 4 books a month every month, and they'll do pressings and dry cleanings. I mean, there is not one spine tick. Michael says £9.50 shipping. Now, in the UK, I kind of figured, well, they ship internationally? Because I'll tell anybody watching right now, if there's an 8.5 for that price, that's a pretty good price. But remember, I got a 9.2 for even lower than what that person is selling for an 8.5, which is still a good price. So with shipping and handling and taxes, you're probably paying about $425 to $450 for that 8.5. I paid a grand total of, where is it? 408.63, including shipping and handling and the eBay taxes. So it always shows, and this was a newly listed book, ladies and gentlemen. I keep trying to tell people all the time to check newly listed books. This is now my career. I am no longer a massage therapist. I had my own massage therapy business for going over about 22 years. I am no longer a karaoke DJ. I am able to be at home with my wife, and once every 5 months, 4 months, I can do an auction, be able to pay off bills, buy some more comics so I can continue the trend. So this is actually my employment now. Deals are always out there, but you have to understand, for me to get these deals, it's not like I just turn on eBay and instantly find a deal. Now that has happened in many times, but I will refresh hundreds of times. So that is my work hours when I do that. And I make these deals happen. And again, I'm always telling people, be respectful. Tell people, it's like, and you have to make sure you honor what you say. Don't say you're going to do something and then don't do it. When I say something like, if you agree to the price, I'll pay for it right away. If they agree to it, I pay for it right away. I don't wait a day. I don't make them wait hours. I pay for it as soon as they tell me that it's okay for that price. I pay right away. But I also say, if you can't do it, I wish you the best of luck. And if you change your mind, let me know. That leaves the door open. It shows that the people are, the person's being respectful. And I'm sure many people appreciate it. And you'd be amazed at time and time and time again how many people that even flat out said no, they won't do it, contact me within a half hour and accept my offer. Because sometimes taking a little bit less to get the money right away, guaranteed, is a lot better than maybe getting an extra $25, another $50, another $100, and have to wait a week or two, have to relist it several times, have to have somebody win the bid only to not end up paying. There are advantages to quick turnarounds. And that's where you can make deals happen, regardless of who on YouTube in the comic book community will tell you that it's a bad environment, that no one's willing to be flexible and no one makes deals. Because, like I said, and somebody called it out without me saying it, that the store that I got this from was on eBay. It's My Comic Shop. Now, they sell great books, but they tend to sell them at higher than what the average person will sell them for. And I ended up getting this for almost a $200 discount. Now, they did have it on consignment, so they don't agree to the terms, the seller does. So this person, who knows why they needed to sell it, but I really think, unless there's some kind of damage inside that I'm unaware of, because, CGC does not have graders notes, so there wouldn't be a coupon missing or anything, because then that would be a qualified label. But who knows, again, there might be writing, but again, that should be listed if that's the case as well. I don't see any color break increases at all, especially with a all black, pretty much, back of the book. I really think this could, with a pressing, it could potentially get a 9.8. But even if it gets a 9.4, I'll be thrilled. But imagine if, with the price I paid for this, imagine a pressing is all it needed, and I get it back as a 9.8. Again, and look at the corners. They're sharp. Look at the edges. Obviously, this is not trimmed. And look at the bottom. So I think this is absolutely going to be cracked open. I've done it several times. Get that pressed and dry cleaned. And if it came back a 9.6 or a 9.8, and I paid roughly about $400, that's a steal of a lifetime because I see somebody selling a 9.8 for like 5 grand. Now, there's a difference between what somebody sells something for and what somebody's willing to buy it for. But let's say even if it cuts in half and it's worth 2,500, well, that's a pretty good deal buying it for 375, and then with shipping and taxes, it came out to 408.63. So deals are always out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to hear what you have to think about my AI art. I wanted to have it 4th of July themed. There's all my Patreons. We are up to 12 Patreon members right now. If you want to become a paid Patreon member, just go to patreon.com/we love comics. Patreon giveaway starts once we get to 20 paid members, so we're not that far away. So if you know anybody that would be interested in these giveaways or you'd like to try it yourself, again, there is no minimum to join, but you get $1. You get one entry for every $2 that you apply to your monthly Patreon account. And again, I'm looking to do some trades. So let's pick today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. We're going to go with Jig's Kingdom and the Past Returns. Both of you. And you know what? We're also going to go with Pino because he was the first and only person to say what they would be willing to pay. So all three of you are going to be today's surprise subscriber shout outs. That means if you have a YouTube channel or if you have a social network or if you have an eBay or Amazon or any of those one places stores, you could put a link to either one of those three options. Let you decide which one you want to do. It does not have to be comic book related, but that's going to do the best here. It just has to be applicable for all ages. In other words, I'm not going to promote like adult content, prank channels, or anything like that. But if you sell T-shirts or have videos about golfing, I have no problem with promoting you. Keep in mind that any link that is placed in the comment section will automatically go to spam, so you will not see it right away. This prevents spammers and trolls from trying to put inappropriate content on my channel. So if you do browse the comment section, and I hope you do, because I do not get a lot of comments, hopefully we'll fix that, because it does help the algorithm of my channel by you guys leaving comments once the video uploads. If you see a link, go click on it. Go support them. Show the people out there that we are a real comic book community. We may not have thousands and thousands here watching, but we have quality over quantity. Now, with that being said, if you are one of the people picked in the surprise subscriber shout out, don't just put a link. Introduce yourself, welcome people to your channel or your eBay store, for example. Tell people if they click on the link where it's going to take them, because if you just do the bare minimum, that's exactly what you're going to get. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a happy and safe 4th of July. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, fireworks can be dangerous. There's a person here in Florida that blew up almost all of his fingers, and he was a professional that was selling fireworks at a fireworks store. It was somebody that's been handling fireworks for decades, and a firework went off in his hand yesterday and blew off several of his fingers. So it can happen to the best of us. So don't be foolish with them. Be very careful, especially if you've been drinking. So the past return says, thank you, Chris. Did you know you have an older vids on Daily Motion? Uh, you now have your older vids on Daily Motion. I'm not aware of that. If you want to share a link to that, that'd be awesome. I did not know that. Unless it's something that I joined years ago. I don't remember. I mean, because you're talking about probably 8 years ago or something. But if you want to place a link on that, that's awesome. But that's cool that you saw that there. So thank you for pointing that out. So I want to thank anybody that was kind enough to hit the like button or the dislike button. I'll leave it up to you. If you want to subscribe, that's great. And Jig says, thanks for the shout outs. Appreciated. It's my pleasure. It's my small way of saying thank you to the people who take the time to enter the live chat and watch my videos. So it's to me the least I can do. So it is my pleasure. And hopefully You'll post a link once this video uploads to maybe if you have a YouTube channel or if you sell anything or if you have a Facebook or Instagram page or whatever. I'll be more than happy to promote that, and maybe you'll get a viewer or two, or maybe you'll get a sale or two. You never know. But thanks for watching, everybody, and have a happy 4th of July. And don't forget, it is not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. All right, we're gonna do an additional unboxing for my power viewers and ultra power viewers. I haven't done this in a while, where most people will sign off at the end. I used to do this a lot more, so I might have to do it, but I won't do it all the time because otherwise people will be expecting it. But this is for my power viewers and ultra power viewers. My power viewers watch a video that they're watching from beginning to end, and ultra power viewers will watch every video I do that they click on from beginning to end. So I'm going to do a secondary unboxing. This is a book I just got recently, thanks to some of the sales from my auction I did last week. So yes, Pino, you stuck around, so you got the bonus one. Many people will have clicked off, which to be fair, I haven't done many of these in a while, so I am not surprised, but think of it like, watching a Marvel movie. At the end, you got the after credit scenes. So I like to do this every now and then. And like I said, again, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and do it more often. And of course, I will tell you the price I paid for this book. But let's make sure. Okay, this is their idea of added protection, but it looks like it arrived safely. It looks like they put a lot of backing boards. They taped it in the bag. So it looks like they put extra backing boards, so that should keep it protected. That's an effort is still an effort. So I'm going to leave the one in the back, an extra one in the back, so it'll give it a little bit more flexibility. Then they put it in the wrong size bag. Unless, let me see, is this also in a bag? Okay, so I'll just take that out. So they put a bunch of extra. Now I find this interesting. They put a do not bend sticker, but they put it inside the box. So no one would be able to see that unless the post office is opening it. Now they said this is a very good defined. This looks better than that. This looks like it would be probably between a 7 and an 8, maybe an 8.5. Obviously, I'm just looking at the cover. I'd have to check the rest. But I already have, and can you see it here? Where is it? Up there, if you can see which one I'm pointing to. I already have the first issue. I included Vampirella number 2, issue number 2. So I have issue number 1, the first print up there that I bought years back. I have another copy of this somewhere. I don't think I've ever opened it yet, but this is the first appearance. I forget her name, but it's Vampirilla's cousin. And Pino says, forever power viewer. That's awesome. Thank you. But if you look at this, this looks like it's in pretty good shape. Now, there is a little bit of color rub, or is that on the bag? No, that's on the comic. A little bit of color rub along here, but no tears or anything. But overall, and again, I'd have to look at the whole book. There's minor bit of chipping on the top, but like you could see, it's not jagged, but there's 1 or 2 spots. It's probably where somebody was reading it and probably flipped it with their finger. But I would say overall, this is easily probably between a 7.5 and an 8.5. So it's the second appearance of Vampirella and the first appearance. If anybody knows the cousin's name, you could put it in the comment section. I totally forgot. But that's her first appearance. I got this with an auction, so it wasn't a buy it now or best offer. I ended up winning this for only $62.50. So after taxes and shipping costs, I only paid $74.31, which I think for this is a wider, bigger book, so PGX would not be able to grade this. But I know CGC and CBCS can handle these like magazine-sized comics. I don't know if I'd get this one graded. Who knows? Emily Warren, thank you for that. See, I got some smart subscribers and viewers, so thank you for that. So, yes, it's the first appearance of Emily Warren, which is Vampirella's cousin. This is in high grade. Like I said, probably Evilly Warren. Yes, Evilly Warren. Yeah, which makes sense because Vampire Ella. So, I think with a high grade, I think I got a really good price on this. But as usual, I'd love to know what you think. But that I thought was be a little bonus for everybody that stuck around to watch. So quick little video. Let me know what you thought about both. If you saw both of these comics, tell everybody in the comment section that you are one of my power viewers or ultra power viewers. And if I get at least 3 people in the comment section once this uploads that mention that, I'll be doing this more often. I'll still do it from occasion to occasion, but if I get at least 3 people, which is not a lot of people to ask, that put in the comment section that they're a power viewer and ultra power viewer and saw both comics, I'll do more than what I would think of them doing. So thank you so much for watching, and once again, I'd love to hear what you think about the AI art. Have a happy and safe 4th of July weekend, and don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it is We Love Comics. Have a safe night, everybody. Don't drink and drive. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Peace out, everybody.